want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Dallas man is charged with murder for taking the life of an unarmed robber he believed was attacking two dollar store employees. After the incident, the man stayed on the scene and spoke with police. Dallas police state that 47-year-old Kevin Jackson was legally carrying the weapon he used to erase the 26-year-old Philip Betts inside of a Family Dollar on South Lancaster Road in Oak Cliff Tuesday night. He also told officers that he was worried about the safety of the two employees. The murder charges raise questions about when it is appropriate to step in and use deadly force. According to the arrest affidavit, a female assistant manager recognized Betts as someone who frequently steals. She asked Betts to leave and to return stolen items from his coat. According to the affidavit, Betts tried to leave with the items, but the woman took his backpack. Betts briefly stepped outside but then returned, quote, striking her multiple times with his fist. Another female employee then intervened by spraying Betts with mace and trying to get him to leave the store. Jackson, who police states is not connected with anyone involved, walked in and noticed the fight. And after watching for a moment, police state that he pulled out his firearm, told the woman to move, and fired a single shot that took the life of Betts. Police say that Jackson was legally carrying. Former prosecutor and now criminal defense attorney Robert Rogers is now connected to the case, but he argues it may have been legal for Jackson to take the life of Betts. Quote, just from looking at it, this guy was going about his business at the store and saw something that alarmed him. And he took action based on something that he really perceived was necessary at the time. Based on the facts as I read them in this affidavit, I believe that a clear robbery where the person is starting to use force to enable him to complete the offense of the theft. Dallas police confirm it labeled the initial offense as a robbery. According to search records, Jackson does not have a criminal history. He waited for police to arrive and agreed to an interview at headquarters. Jackson stated that he was concerned for the safety of the two women and aimed for Betts' leg. It was unclear where Betts was hit. Quote, then it's going to be up to a grand jury to decide whether they believe self defense applies clearly or if they believe there's probably cause that it doesn't apply and that it should go to a trial. According to the affidavit, surveillance footage shows Betts running towards the door, being hit by both women before Jackson told them to move and took the life of Betts. Quote, just know that at the time of the incident, there was no imminent danger for a deadly force confrontation, not at this point. And that was stated by Dallas Police Sergeant Warren Mitchell. A Family Dollar employee states plywood replacing windows on the business highlights previous burglaries, also adding that people regularly shoplift and there are mainly safety concerns. No weapons were found on Betts, but police confirmed stolen goods were on his person. Jackson is being held in the Dallas County Jail and a bond has not been set. So this is a story I wanted to touch on due to the fact that a lot of people state that, black men don't happen to protect women or what have you, right? And here you have this man minding his business, coming to do a little bit of shopping when he saw that two workers at the Family Dollar, women, were having an issue, were having an altercation, and it ended up actually getting physical, where he was attacking the female workers. So as a man, he did what a man normally does, protect the women and take out the threat. And that's exactly what he did. Right. Not only was this person a threat to the store, he was a threat to the employees, potentially a threat to anybody else out there in public. And like I said, if you do the crime, you do the time. And he is going to do an eternal resting time at this moment in time. Now, the other thing I also want to note is this: whenever a black man happens to step up and he does the right thing, right? This is what happens. This is exactly what that looks like. They stated that no bond is going to be set or hasn't been set at this moment in time, and this man has been currently held in jail. for simply trying to do, not even trying, for simply doing the right thing. For simply doing the right thing. Far too often, right? When it comes to the community, people always state that, people need to take action. The men need to take action. You need to do this. You need to do that. And da, 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 right? And the main thing I always tell people is that if you want people to risk their lives, if you want people to literally take the actions that you want them to take so that you can have a safe life, then you need to be out here supporting these people. You need to be out here when they end up in this circumstance, like Mr. Jackson here. You need to set up a GoFundMe. You need to start protesting for this person. You need to write to whatever mayor or whoever you need to write to in order to make sure that this person, if there is going to be a trial, that the trial is going to be a fair trial and is going to be of his peers. And so that all the evidence can be listed and stated. Um, like I said, support has to take place because this is what's going to happen. If you literally have the stand-up black men that are out here, and there are many upon many upon many upon many of stand-up black men that want to do the right things, but they know that at the end of the day, they can end up like Mr. Jackson here or worse, just for trying to fix a situation, just trying to do the right thing, right? Now, some people may state that, oh, well, it wasn't really that serious. The guy was leaving or what have you. The police even stated that there was no reason for him at the moment of time to actually use that much force. I mean, hey, look here. If I happen to see somebody attacking two women, I might just so happen to use some force because I don't know what you have. I don't know what you got. Nobody knows at that time when things like that are taking place, when a physical altercation is taking place. Nobody can have X-ray vision to see if somebody is a, visible threat. So it was no way for Mr. Jackson to physically tell with his eyes or whatever. Nothing given an indication that, all right, this dude is unarmed. There's no possible way that he might try to come back and do the exact same thing, or he might try to, have some type of retaliatory, means or what. Like, no, nobody has time to go through those Doctor Strange possibilities when you literally have a few seconds to figure out, like, yo, I'm either going to do something or I'm just going to sit here and watch what's going to take place. Like I said, some people can say that the man was wrong, but at the end of the day, the same people saying that he was wrong. I'm not talking about the cops. I'm talking about everybody else. Anybody else that want to say that this man was wrong for what he did, are you going to physically put hands on the guy that was, with these women? And are you going to take the risk of putting physical hands on this man, not knowing if he has any type of weapons or anything else on him? Like I said, police didn't find out that he was unarmed up until after they were able to get to his body. But during that moment, during those altercations, you don't know what anybody has directly on them. Like, I've literally showcased a video to you guys where there was an Asian guy in the subway station chasing a black guy around, and and the Asian guy had a multitude of items on him, trying to sit up there and go after people. So, like I said, I can see that point of view where some people might want to say that, but like I said, that's for you to take that risk with your life. Mr. Jackson was like, "Hey, these two women are in trouble. I'm here. I'm going to do the best thing that I know how to do," and he did that, and he's still alive. Instead of taking a potential risk and seeing if this dude is unarmed, and then finding out something drastically different. Like I said, this could very easily be a very different story. We've had too many incidences, of this nature before, and the good guy finished last and is no longer here, while the person that committed the crime is still alive, might get a chance at parole, was able to post bail, or got a light sentence. Like I said, the world is vastly unfair. And the main thing that I've stated to people before, I would rather you be judged by a jury versus being carried by six. So as I stated before, to the women at that Family Dollar, hopefully, if anything, takes place, you'll be witnesses and you will speak up for this man. Hopefully, women of that community as well, once they hear this story, they will also join those two women at that Family Dollar and they will also speak up for that man on his behalf as well.